Hi, Gary here. I recently attended a wake, and unfortunately those happen too often in my life. But, you watch everybody go through that grieving process, and you talk to the family, and you see everything that's going on. And just because I've been in this business a long time, we've had, quite a few of our clients pass away over time. I kind of know what's coming up in the next weeks and months and even years. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's pretty awful. And not because anybody did anything badly or purposefully, it's just they didn't do things proactively necessarily. So this is about adaptive challenges, adaptive change. There's a fellow that I read something on, his name is Wyatt Woodsmall, and he's a neuro-linguistic programming master, NLP, you probably heard of it. But what he talks about, and many people in that behavioral space will talk about in change, is you have technical challenges and you have adaptive challenges. Now, when we're talking about estate plans, for all of us, what's the technical challenges? Well, that's the normal stuff you're used to seeing, the wills and the trusts and the advance directives and the beneficiary designations and all that stuff. It says, what's going to happen to my stuff when I die? That's the technical. The adaptive challenges, this comes in a couple areas. The first is it's taking things from our past and moving forward. What does that mean? Well, some things we have to leave in the past, some things we bring along with us, and then other things we build upon going forward as we address these adaptive challenges to something other than just the documents. So what are the challenges that we deal with? Well, they'll tell you that these are basically the human costs, the tolerance for change that we go through, the pace of adjustment, the uncertainty, and many other things. So when you're looking at your estate plan and you've got all the documents done, that's a small portion of it. That's not the bigger part of how it all ends up with different folks in your family, charities, your business entities, and everything else. It reminds me of Andrew Carnegie. So, why would I say that? Well, Andrew Carnegie he was a robber baron, steel magnate. I mean, he was ruthless. But he spent the last 30 years of his life creating Carnegie libraries, 2,509 of them over a 30-year span. That's what he's remembered for. He's not remembered for all that other stuff. So I think he kind of got it early on and realized he had to change his ways, in that case, of how he was being left his legacy to the world. So when we look at the estate planning side, so what happens weeks and months after someone passes? Well, family members go, gee, I didn't know they had that much money. Gee, I thought they had a lot more money. Well, why is so-and-so the trustee, not me? How come the business partners are getting this and I'm not doing that? Why didn't dad or mom talk about this, particular property that we thought they sold and gave to cousin Sue? All sorts of stuff, and there's hurt feelings, and people don't understand why mom and dad didn't, communicate with them on all these levels. I mean, that's what happens. They don't ultimately remember the money. It's like your kids are casting dispersions on your grave. I mean, it's horrible stuff on it because we just did the technical and we didn't do the adaptive. Why? Because it's darn hard. That's why. It's really hard to do because we have to deal with change, and we got to change who we are. And when you get a lot older, it's harder to do for people. So this whole adaptive change, the NLP specialists will say, yeah, recognize things from your past, building your future, all these issues you got to deal with. However, you leave things in really great shape for those who are going to hear it from you. It's the values along with the actual money. It's what you believed in and how you wanted to do things in life along with the money and everything else relative to it. So it's an area when you're doing your estate planning that's really important to consider how you're going to do this. Now, we have a video link here for you on change that I've done a prior blog post on. So if you want to know about behavioral change and kind of a way to tackle that, watch this particular link. So until next time, enjoy.